All right, happy Tuesday, everybody. It's I think it's Tuesday. And it's raining, so hope you're staying dry, healthy, all that good stuff. So today I wanted to go into that probably the most challenging problem that was assigned. It was the one about given how large of a room do you need to fit n number of people in it, and they're all n people are practicing the 6 feet social distancing distance. So I wanted to give you some insight into that, maybe a little nudge to get you thinking about it, and that's going to be it's a little challenging, and it's kind of open ended in the sense that what are your assumptions going into it, and how do you think about it, and then just given the parameters. So anyway, let's go into that. You can say things. Yeah. So here's something that I was working on just as an art project.
They won't get it. Will they get it? No, they won't.
They'll get this. So here, this is kind of something I'll just play around with. Here are 4 circles, and these circles I made with these little teacup saucers. Just laying them. Oh wait, no, I didn't use these. I used
saucers.
What did we use for those? We used the yogurt lids, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, so the premise is I used a yogurt lid to make these circles inside this, and then I connected these tangent points to form a square. And that's what this, so that's how 4 circles fit in this square, so that they're all tangent to the square. However, if you think of these 2 orange ones and these 2 green ones here, they're not practicing social distance, because look, if we want 6 feet from this point to this point, it's actually less than 6 because there's this overlap there. So they are not practicing the appropriate social distancing distance of 6 feet. But just to conceptually think about this, if you have a square room, you could maybe fit in the circles or the people like this. Or perhaps you could just look at, I connected these center points or the centers of the circles to make this other square. And so if each of these 4 people were in the corner of this inner square room, you could arrange them in this way. Let's say you did have it so that they didn't overlap. People could still fit in the corner here. So I'm gonna give you some play around, some ideas for this problem, and I played around with other rooms. If you had my daughter was doing that. If you had a triangular room, you could fit a circle in like this, or some random quadrilateral room. You could fit in a circle, something like that. But for our purposes, you know what? We're going to assume that the room is going to be rectangular. So that's going to be an assumption. We're going to assume it is a rectangular room. And I made this rectangular room just by tracing out the outline of this book. So even if you don't have a straight edge or a ruler, you can just use what you have around your house. This is just a book. I just traced that out. And then here are some circles. By circles, I mean pennies. I'm rolling into, look at that. So you play around with your model and you could mess around with this. Here we go. So we could line them up. That's a 5-cent euro coin. I don't know what that's doing here. Let's get rid of that. This person is practicing a little bit larger of a social distance, because you can see the 5 euro cents is a little bit larger, so they're giving themselves more than 6 feet. Here we go. So again, let's say that each circle is at the center of each circle is a person, idealized to a single point. So you imagine like Abraham Lincoln right about here on his neck would be where a person is. And then from here to the circumference of the circle would be 3 feet. And the reason 3 feet is because this person who's in the Lincoln Memorial would be at the center. The distance of from that person to the circumference is 3. So 3 plus 3 makes 6. So these people are practicing 6 feet of social distance, as are the people diagonal from other. They're more than 6 feet apart. So that works. But I'm going to arrange these in a way it's a little different. So you can imagine all these people lined up. I mean, there's more here, but we can just ignore them for now. So imagine this room was filled with all these people. We could find how many people would fit in this rectangular room. But we could probably squeeze in more, because as I showed you in a previous video, if you, rather than line them in this way, if you shift one row, you might be able to, you can squeeze in a few more people, because you can see that there's less distance taken up here. So if we do that with a bunch of rows, we can see that we would kind of zigzag and fit more people. And then if we were to do an arrangement like this, where the centers are all in line. But yeah, if you shift them like so, we can get a little bit more room. But the question is, well, how much room will that be? Well, now we're going to draw this out. We're going to draw in this little corner here. We're just going to zoom in on this little corner here, but we're going to draw it out. And I want you to do this with me. Find a circle. It doesn't matter. You could use a penny. You could use a circle or a quarter. Anything circular, and any straight edge would work.